Hello, a crime syndicate with immense power, expanding for over 3 decades in an autonomous region of China. With their influence, they took control of everything, even going so far as to ruthlessly eliminate innocent people who stood in their way. All the dark truths about one of the most notorious gangs in China's criminal underworld will be revealed in this video. In the 1980s, Huang Yingxiang, a native of Xiangjiang, began to rise in prominence as he became the head of the Huang family. He became the leader of the construction group and established the Construction Committee of Xianjiang County in Hainan Province, China. He had 5 sons and loved them dearly, despite the fact that they frequently caused trouble everywhere. He never resorted to violence or punishment to discipline them. Gradually, these 5 sons grew up and became more arrogant and domineering. With their powerful influence, no one dared to challenge their family. Moreover, his second son, Huang Hongxin, became the deputy secretary of Tuying District in Haikou City. His third son, Huang Hongbu, worked at the prosecutor's office, further solidifying the Huang family's status. With such power, they cast a shadow over everything, committing countless crimes without consequence. Notably, the youngest son, Huang Hongfa, though the youngest of the 5 brothers, but was the most arrogant. Even while still in school, he had joined the underworld and criminal gangs. Thanks to the family's wealth, he formed his own gang and recruited young gangsters from other criminal organizations to work for him. Gradually, Huang Hongfa amassed a large following, and the Huang family became a formidable force. In February 1990, his 4th brother, Huang Hongming, got involved in a fight that left 1 person dead and another seriously injured. This situation could not avoid trouble, but with his father's influence, Huang Yingxiang took various actions to protect his son. Not only did Huang Hongming evade any punishment, but he also used his father's power to retaliate against the authorities. This incident spread throughout Xianjiang County, making everyone aware of the Huang family's expanding dominance. After establishing a strong presence among the major gangs, the Huang family began to expand and take over smaller gangs, thereby solidifying their dominant position. The Huang family became a powerful gang. Although they were not involved in business themselves, with their initial wealth, the family thrived. In 1991, Huang Hongxin purchased rare gambling equipment like horse racing machines and slot machines from Guangdong to bring to Xianjiang County. This new style of casino attracted the attention of gamblers and became a lucrative business. The Huang family wasn't the only one running this type of operation in Xianjiang. To capitalize on the money-making opportunity, they employed ruthless tactics to attack their competitors. Their method was simple: send henchmen to harass rival small casinos and then buy them out at a low price to expand their operations. Huang Yingxiang entrusted his 3rd son, Huang Hongbu, who worked at the prosecutor's office, with managing the casinos. Huang Hongbu's methods were brutal. Before long, many casinos in Xianjiang County were linked to the Huang family to maintain their position and profits. Huang Hongbu hired a large number of thugs to help manage the operations. In 1995, the Huang family targeted the Jiang family, a local family also involved in the gambling business. Huang Hongfa devised a plan, sending 5 young men armed with axes and other deadly weapons to launch a direct attack. Jiang Gusi, a member of the Jiang family, was stabbed 27 times. Fortunately, he survived, though he was severely injured, classified as an 8th-degree disabled person, and lost sight in his left eye. All 5 perpetrators were never punished by the law and fled to Guangdong to evade capture. Huang Hongfa returned and provided them with funds so they could live comfortably in hiding. They claimed to have killed Jiang Guisu, but the case remains unresolved. The Jiang family realized they were no match for the Huang family and were forced to leave Xianjiang, where they had lived for many years in search of safety. With the Jiang family driven out, the Huang family immediately absorbed their territory, effectively seizing control of the entire gambling market in Xianjiang. The Huang family relied on these casinos to profit from the operation. Many original leaders and key members of the gangs admitted that Huang Hongfa was in charge and they had to obey his commands. Other notable figures included Lin Haidao, the leader of the Triangle Road Gang, Wen Hai, the boss of the Sugar Factory Gang, Fu Jiang, and many others. These members became sworn brothers of Huang Hongfa, and thanks to their abilities, they were quickly appointed to important positions in the organization. At this point, no one in Xiangjiang dared to oppose the Huang family due to their vast network of control. However, nothing lasts forever. 4 months after Jiang Gusi was stabbed, Huang Hongfa's parents were injured in a home explosion. A year later, Huang Hongfa's third brother Huang Hongbu was killed, and one of his friends was shot dead on the spot, confirming that someone was seeking revenge against the Huang family. Shortly after Jiang Gusi was stabbed and the Jiang family was driven out of Xinjiang, similar incidents occurred within the Huang family, leading to suspicions that the Jiang family was behind these events. However, after investigations, no evidence was found to prove that the explosion was caused by the Jiang family, and the case was eventually dismissed. After Huang Hongbu's death, Huang Hongfa's next 2 brothers, Huang Hongming and Huang Hongxin, took over the casinos and expanded them throughout Xiangjiang County. Statistics show that from the opening of their first casino in 1991 until 2017, the Huang family had opened over 30 casinos in Xianjiang, with Huang Hongfa's being the largest. In addition to the gambling business, Huang Hongfa began expanding through official channels using underhanded and illegal methods. He was particularly interested in controlling the second commercial market in Xiliu Town, Xiangjiang, which was home to many merchants and abundant freshwater fish resources. Li Danhua had been operating a freshwater fish business at the second commercial market since the 1990s, and after more than a decade of development, it had become a successful enterprise. Huang Hongfa, seeking a monopoly on the freshwater fish market, viewed Li Danhua as an obstacle and had her threatened multiple times, but to no avail. As a result, Huang Hongfa targeted Li Danhua's son, Shi Shengtuan, a third-year student. On Saturday, September 16, 2000, Shi Shengtuan, then 17 years old, skipped school and went out with friends. 2 of Huang Hongfa's subordinates lured Shi to a remote location and assaulted him. They claimed that the reason for beating Shi Shengtuan was due to his mother's freshwater fish business. Shi tried to escape and run, but they pursued him relentlessly. One of Huang Hongfa's subordinates stabbed Shi 7 times, causing fatal injuries. Before passing away, Shi grasped his mother's hand tightly and told her how he had been threatened and that they intended to target his 2 younger siblings as well. Li Danhua was devastated by the loss of her son and understood that Huang Hongfa was untouchable in Xiangjiang. In fact, the locals had nicknamed him Secretary Huang, with some even saying that Huang Hongfa was the secretary of Xianjiang. During the day, he acted as the de facto leader of the party, but by night he ruled over the entire Xiangjiang area. To ensure the safety of her 2 remaining children, Li Danhua decided to leave the freshwater fish business. She sent her 2 children abroad for their education and instructed them never to return to Xianjiang. However, Li Danhua and her husband did not leave, as they still wanted to seek justice for their deceased son. They filed complaints and traveled through various cities and districts in search of justice. Eventually, one of Huang Hongfa's subordinates, Chen Jiang, surrendered, but Liu Yuexing, the one who stabbed Shi Shengtuan, was not arrested until 9 years later, when he was caught for theft in Haikou. Throughout the process of seeking justice, Li Danhua and her husband did not dare to openly accuse Huang Hongfa, despite knowing that he and his close friend Wen Hai were the masterminds behind the crime. Li Danhua knew that even if she filed charges, she couldn't touch them as they were infamous for their cruelty and dominance. The name Huang Hongfa became taboo in Xiangjiang and throughout Chinese society at the time. If anyone went after him, they would undoubtedly face trouble or worse, meet an unjust death. Not only did Li Danhua's family become his victims, but the Huang family also summoned hundreds of thugs to seize control of the second market in Xiliu Town. Urchants who refused their demands were threatened, beaten, and verbally abused, leading to many violent confrontations. The Huang family succeeded in controlling the market through illegal means. The people left helpless, dared not resist their oppression. They were forced to either retreat or comply with the Huang family's management, paying exorbitant fees for their stalls. Even though the government intervened to order the Huang family to leave the market, but they did not comply with the court's ruling. Instead, they sent over 100 thugs to attack and destroy the market, injuring many people. Even the director of the court enforcement agency handling the case was threatened for over a year. Besides its abundant freshwater fish resources, Xiangjiang was also blessed with the largest iron ore mine in China. After gaining control of the market, Huang Hongfa didn't stop at freshwater fish, but also turned to the iron ore business. On December 20th, 2000, he established Hongqi Industrial Company Limited. Although the company appeared legitimate, but in reality, all its activities were illegal. They used legal loopholes to gain access to Shangjiang Shiliu Iron Mine, the largest iron mine in China. Huang Hongfa had no legal rights to mine, but he found a way. He bought iron ore and resold it, hiring employees from Hainan Iron and Steel Company to act as the company's general managers. Huang Hongfa then leveraged his family's financial backing to bribe security personnel and corrupt staff at Hainan Iron and Steel Company, enabling him to conduct parallel smuggling. Every time they passed through a checkpoint, a portion of the iron ore was skimmed off. This embezzlement was a form of stealing national assets. It is estimated that through this method, Huang Hongfa illegally earned at least tens of millions of yuan. The contract was for only 10,000 tons, but it was inflated to 50,000 tons. How could he not make money from that? Of course, Huang Hongfa eventually realized that illegal assets would one day become a threat to him, so he started working for his own protection. He purchased the Saha cement plant in Hainan province for 19.7 million yuan to establish the Saha cement branch of Xiangjiang Hongqi Industrial Company. Limited after becoming chairman, Huang Hongfa continued to assign the former plant director to manage it. Together, they used legal means to carry out illegal activities, using part of the plant's profits to develop and expand their underground organization. The Huang family established an illegal monopoly on sand and gravel mining to sell concrete in Xiangjiang County. They created an industrial chain beyond the major industries in Xiangjiang. The Huang family's profits didn't just come from waste recycling. The entertainment industry, fireworks, civil construction, motorcycle sales, and many other sectors, they also included a variety of other businesses. Naturally, this led to many enemies. To protect his illegal assets, Huang Hongfa upgraded his gang by building a base near his home, where he raised a large number of tough henchmen. Additionally, he hired combat instructors to provide special training for his subordinates. To manage the large number of thugs, the Huang family implemented clear rules and regulations. To strengthen organizational cohesion and loyalty, Huang Hongfa used part of the profits from the Saha cement plant to subsidize his subordinates monthly. Members received wages, social insurance, and allowances. If any members committed crimes, the organization would arrange for their escape. If convicted, the group would attempt to reduce their sentences or avoid punishment after their release. The members were financially supported and provided with jobs, and this comprehensive service allowed a large number of people to join the Huang family's gang. In an effort to clean up his image, Huang Hongfa decided to manage the entire family's industries through corporate oversight. He continuously worked at dozens of companies established in Xiangjiang, Haikou, and other locations. These industries included mining, real estate, pawn shops, entertainment, catering, and many others. After these activities, Huang Hongfa transformed into a legitimate businessman. At that time, the Huang family became the dominant force in Xiangjiang after gaining control over a significant amount of wealth and social resources. The family began to interfere with or illegally control many industries in the Xiangjiang area, either through shareholding or directly engaging in operations. By then, everyone in Xiangjiang knew the rules, and Huang Hongfa was regarded as the king of Xiangjiang. He became the ultimate decision-maker there. The first thing anyone wanting to do business in Xiangjiang had to do wasn't to apply for a business license, but to get Huang Hongfa's approval. In June 2008, Huang Hongfa's cousin, Li Xiangguang, established Xiangjiang Hongwen Resource Recycling Company. The goal of this company was to monopolize the entire waste recycling industry in Xiangjiang. Of course, this was only possible due to Huang Hongfa's power. In a short time, the waste recycling industry in Xiangjiang was completely under Li Xiangguang's control, and it lasted for 7 years. On July 29, 2015, the Xiangjiang Autonomous District Chamber of Commerce signed an agreement with Xiangjiang Hongwen Company to terminate their contract. Although it appeared that Li Xiangguang was the one controlling the entire waste recycling industry, but the real power behind him was Huang Hongfa. The two were not only closely connected, but also had significant economic ties, and dealing with these recycling companies was no simple task. On June 14, 2009, an internal conflict occurred within Huang Hongfa's underground organization. Li Guochun, a subordinate of Huang Hongfa, was beaten by Zhao Chengfan, a subordinate of Huang Hongming, Huang Hongfa's fourth brother, for showing him disrespect. Huang Hongfa instructed 3 of his trusted associates, Fu Zheng, Wen Hai, and Zhang Fuwen, to teach Zhao Chengfan a lesson. Shortly after, a large-scale armed fight broke out involving over 100 people at Zhao Chengfan's house and in the surrounding areas. During the fight, Lin Haidao, a 26-year-old known for his pork business, tragically lost his life. Lin Haidao had returned to Xiangjiang to help his parents with their business, but unfortunately, he was killed on the streets. His parents were devastated by the loss of their son. They knew that their son had died at the hands of Huang Hongfa's illegal organization, but they felt powerless, fearing Huang Hongfa's name, as no one in the local area dared to challenge his power. After this incident, Huang Hongfa tried to cover it up by falsifying interrogation records and erasing all references to himself through bribery. He also sent 600,000 yuan to Lin Haidao's parents as hush money, simultaneously threatening them that, whether they liked it or not, they had to forgive Huang Hongfa. Powerless, they had no choice but to comply. However, Huang Hongfa couldn't save his comrades. 2 of his trusted associates, Fu Zheng and Wen Hai, were sentenced to 6 and 7 years in prison respectively. But in reality, they only served 2 years before being released on early parole thanks to Huang Hongfa's influence. After their release, Huang Hongfa spent another 1 million yuan in bribes to secure their freedom. On September 17, 2012, Huang Hongfa ordered a group of thugs to attack the Wenzhou Yi Clan Entertainment Club in Shiliu Town, Xiangjiang County. After brutally beating the staff, they left. The reason for the attack was a simple dispute between the club's employees and Huang Hongfa's people. Incidents like this were countless in Xiangjiang. Any conflict with the Huang family would result in a gang of thugs being sent to attack. They often carried knives and axes, destroying everything in sight. In 2012, Huang Hongfa's father, Huang Yingxiang, wanted to buy the orchard belonging to Zhang Anzuang, the owner of the fruit orchard. However, Zhang Anzuang didn't want to sell it to the Huang family. So, Huang Yingxiang used forceful measures to compel Zhang Anzuang to transfer the orchard. Zhang Anzuang was forced to sign a contract transferring 7.98 mu, about 1.32 acres, of orchard to Huang Hongfa for just over 170,000 yuan. Only a year later, in October 2013, the Xiangjiang County government reclaimed the orchard land and granted more than 14.25 million yuan in compensation for the expropriated land. It was a deal far more profitable than any million-dollar business venture. Over the course of 30 years in Xiangjiang, Huang Hongfa and his family, along with their gang, committed countless crimes across the region. Everyone despised their actions, yet no one dared to speak up or voice their grievances against the injustice. In the eyes of the public, Huang Hongfa was the local emperor of Xiangjiang, and to live well, people always had to bow to the Huang family. The tentacles of the Huang family's octopus-like network had reached deeply into the ranks of Chinese officials. Some officials had become protectors and accomplices of the Huang family. For years, Huang Hongfa sought illegal protection and spent vast amounts of money bribing corrupt officials during his operations. Government agencies such as the Public Security Bureau, the Commerce Bureau, the Market Supervision Bureau, the Water Resources Bureau, the Land Department, and others in the lower Xinjiang area had all fallen under the control of the Huang family's influence. As a result, the Huang family's position became unbeatable, and they could even infiltrate the state apparatus with ease. The truth about the crimes committed by the Huang family in Xinjiang was finally exposed. On January 6, 2019, under the direct leadership of Hainan Province's Anti-Gang and Crime Task Force, the Hainan Provincial Police deployed 1,210 officers and over 300 provincial vehicles to carry out the operation. The operation was highly successful, capturing the leaders Huang Hongfa, Huang Hongming, Huang Yingxiang, Huang Hongxin, and other family members, as well as key gang figures. In total, over 170 suspects were arrested by January 8, 2019. The Office of the Special Crime Task Force issued a public notice condemning the crimes of Huang Hongfa's gang, urging fleeing criminals and officials involved in the case to surrender. However, 45 suspects from Huang Hongfa's gang were still at large, though within a week most of them gradually turned themselves in. Despite this, many victims still feared reporting the crimes or pursuing legal procedures due to the threat of retaliation. On April 23, 2019, the Hainan Provincial Anti-Crime Task Force decided to demolish the illegally built Lanjin building belonging to Huang Hongfa in Xinjiang to demonstrate their determination to crack down on crime and restore the credibility of the local government and judicial agencies. During that time, the task force received numerous reports from the public. The crimes committed by Huang Hongfa's criminal organization over the past 30 years were so despicable that they required trucks to transport the evidence. When the police delivered the case files to the prosecution office, over 1,000 case files were piled onto trucks. The amount of illegally obtained assets was as terrifying as a small mountain, with even more assets yet to be seized. The total value of assets involved reached 2.53 billion yuan. Although Huang Hongfa's gang-related organization had been dismantled, but the trial process still posed significant challenges. This case exemplified the difficulties of investigation and interrogation. It was one of the largest gang-related cases ever since Hainan Province was established. After more than a year of painstaking investigation, evidence gathering, and interrogation, all the criminal details of the members of Huang Hongfa's vast criminal organization were uncovered. The nature of the crimes and the severity of their consequences were enormous. Huang Hongfa held the top position in the organization, wielding real power and serving as the backbone of the entire operation. On November 22, 2019, the case was finally brought to trial. Due to the complexity and scale of the case involving over 200 individuals, it was divided into 4 separate trials held simultaneously across 4 courts with 4 different judges. The trial lasted a total of 27 days, with each session running nearly 10 hours a day. The Hainan Provincial Intermediate People's Court Number 1 found Huang Hongfa guilty of 16 charges, including organizing and leading a criminal organization, intentional injury, and other crimes. He was sentenced to death, stripped of his political rights for life, and all his personal assets were confiscated. Huang Hongfa's father, his second brother Huang Yingxiang, Huang Hongxin, and several others were sentenced to prison terms ranging from 25 years to life imprisonment. 7 officials allied with Huang Hongfa, including the former standing committee member of the Xinjiang Autonomous District Party Committee, the former head of the district's Public Security Bureau, and the former deputy district judge, were charged with sheltering and colluding with criminal organizations, taking bribes and abusing power. They received sentences ranging from 15 to 25 years in prison. Notably, it took nearly a full day to read the indictment. and the final judgment spanned more than 2,480 pages. However, Huang Hongfa did not accept the initial verdict and filed an appeal with the Hainan Supreme Court. The Hainan Provincial High People's Court upheld the original ruling and submitted the case to the Supreme People's Court for review according to legal procedures. On January 30th, 2020, the Supreme People's Court carried out the death sentence against Huang Hongfa in Xiangjiang County. This gang-related case, the largest in terms of participants, scope, and public attention since the establishment of Hainan Province, was finally resolved. The fight against gangs and organized crime has seen significant achievements over the past 3 years. Although the national 3-year special campaign against gangs and crime has officially ended, but it does not mean the crackdown on gangs and crime has ceased. Of course, evil is something that always exists alongside our lives. However, after all the negativity and darkness, what remains is hope. And with that hope, we can trust that as long as evil exists, it will always be eradicated by the good, until not a single trace remains. What do you think about this story? Feel free to leave your thoughts below in the comments for everyone to read. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support me. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.